very loud room. Hello, good evening, everyone. We're going to A, meeting opening, A1, call to order, A2, pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We will now observe a 15-second moment of silence. Thank you. Moving to A3, adoption of the agenda. Are there any consent agenda items that a board member would like to have discussed as an action item?
Mr. President, I would like to have item E6 discussed on the regular agenda.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Are there any other consent agenda items that a board member would like to have discussed as an action item? Hearing none, do I have a motion that the governing board adopt the meeting agenda with E6 as its own separate action item?
I move that we adopt the meeting agenda with the separation of E6 as a separate agenda item.
Thank you, Mr. Oropesa. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Solorio. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Moving to B, presentation, B1, Superintendent AAA students, Dr. Myers and Ms. Karen Stengel.
Good evening, everyone. First, I just want to thank all of our families, our parents for being here. Our AAA students, if you'll all stand, I want to see you. While you're standing, I just want to be able to see you, so if you don't mind, continue standing or continuing to stand, because I really want to thank you. I think about this being my first year as a superintendent and how much, how important it was to me to make sure that I was serving our children, that you all were getting the best education possible, and it was a tough year. And as much as I wanted to hear from all students, I knew it wasn't possible, but I was so grateful that you all were a voice for your communities. And so I could remember conversations where you would look at me, and I'm looking at you, Jamila, because I know you would say, here's what the students are saying, here's what they're telling me, and you were leaders representing your community. And I'm so grateful for your courage to be such strong leaders on your campuses. And even Arianda, I remember you too as well, saying, here's what the kids are saying. And so, like I said, I'm just so very grateful for each and every one of you, for the time that you've invested in and for the trust that you've demonstrated to me. And like I said, overall, your courage. And so continue to do great things, and we're so proud of you. And like I've said, you better keep in touch, because I want to see you at your high school graduations. I want to know what universities you're going on to attend. And we're just so very proud of you. So keep up the great work. All right, and now.
Okay, when you hear your name, if you can come on up, and we have a gift for you. And then at the end of that, we will call you back up to take a picture with the governing board, okay? And just for the people in the room that don't know, AAA stands for our Alhambra Adolescent Advisors. And so this is the new group that we formed this year. So we're super excited. Some of our students aren't here tonight, but we do want to recognize them because they were wonderful leaders. And so we have Hannah from ATS. Jamila from Barcelona. Max from Catalina. Giselle from Choice Learning Academy. Shanice from Cordova. Upside down, it's fine. We'll crop that, it's fine. Victoria from Global Academy of Phoenix. We want to recognize Naomi from Girls Innovation Academy. She's not here tonight, but we do want to give her a round of applause. Aridana from Granada East. Esmeralda from James W. Rice. Israel from Madrid. We don't have her here, but she was a strong leader as well. Cassandra from Sevilla West. And from Valencia, Sifa. Can we ask the governing board to step down, and then we'll call the kids back up and take one nice photo in the front. Just certificates.
Now is an opportunity for our governing board to provide any comments on our AAA scholars.
I can't tell whether it's green or not, I guess, sorry. That's why I'm not a AAA scholar, right? I don't know how to use the microphone. I need to take lessons. I had the opportunity to meet two of them outside. What an outstanding bunch of students, adolescents, sorry. We are very proud of you and know that you're going to do great things. And I echo what our superintendent said. I can't wait to read about what you're going to do in your 4 years of high school. I know you're all going to exciting high schools and all have exciting ideas in mind of where your future is going to take you. Best of luck, and we are proud of having you be graduates of the Alhambra School District.
Yeah, congratulations, all of you, for the work that you've put in. This is making it through school is always a challenge, and it's just one of many that you'll face. We're just so grateful that you were able to do that with us at Alhambra. And don't forget that in the future we do give scholarships out. So if you have higher education in mind, don't forget that you graduated from here, so you're eligible for the Alhambra Foundation for the Future Scholarship. So don't forget to come back to us and ask us for more money.
Thank you to all of our AAA scholars for your leadership and being the voice of your fellow students on your campus here at the district office with our superintendent. I'm looking out here and I see a lot of families, a lot of parents, a lot of supportive adults who are helping these young minds thrive. And what I would like to say is thank you very much for entrusting your child to the Alhambra Elementary School District. We all know that it has not been easy, especially these past few years navigating the pandemic, but you all have worked side by side and have been partners with us and with our teachers, with our staff, and with our district office to ensure the health and safety of all of our students. And so we look forward to hearing about your successes, and you will always have a home here in Alhambra. And I always like to tell our 8th graders, you're always welcome to come and work for Alhambra when you're ready. We definitely need teachers and bus drivers
And board members.
and board members. All right. Thank you very much. Moving to B2, AESD retirees. The Alhambra Elementary School District and the Governing Board would like to recognize and congratulate the 2021-2022 retirees. A heartfelt thank you is extended to these individuals for their contributions to our students. Children have one opportunity in life to gain the skills necessary to be successful, and our AESD staff make it happen. Dr. Mayes and the Governing Board will recognize the retirees and present a token of appreciation to them, and a group picture will be asked of. We will take a group picture afterwards. Do I need to get up?
All right, for our retirees, I won't make you stand, but I do want to extend a sincere appreciation. So I'm so grateful for all that you've done to serve our district, our community, and I feel honored to have worked with you this and served you this school year. So, and for those of you that are returning, thank you so very much. We look forward to continuing to work with you. And for those of you who've decided not to, it's never too late to change your mind. So.
We have Janet Castaneda. "14 years with Alhambra." 20. I'm not going to read these. Thank you so much. Next, we have Linda Duffy. Linda has 10 years here and 22 total. Round of applause for Linda. Kimberly Firm. "26 years." Maria D. Flores. "26 years." Judith Julian. Thank you so much. Melody Milgram. "29 years." Lee A. Minor. "20 years." Luz Ochoa. "22 years." Rhonda Riff Schneider. "30 years." Francine Ramirez. Congratulations, 24 years. Kathy McCarty. "20 years altogether." Mr. Richard Stinnett. 28 years total. Robin Deffenbach. "20 years." Anna Trinan. 8 years as a student, 30 as a teacher, Anna Marie Trinan. Mark Witt. "21 years." We know your hands might be tired from all that clapping, but another round of applause for all of our retirees. Moving to B3, Valencia Students Video.
When we travel here, I came with my mom, my sister, and my brother, but I didn't come with my dad.
A famous quote says that it's not about the destination, but about the journey. Well, that also happens to be the title of a book project currently happening at the Valencia Newcomer School. In the book, Journeys, Valencia students give us a unique look into what they've had to go through to reach the United States, using both their own words and drawings. Elena, a 7th grader from Tanzania, explains she decided to share her story in the book to encourage other students to show respect for everyone.
To be respect to people who they don't know, because other people, when I was like one day in United States, they was laughing because I don't know English or writing.
And the language barrier was no issue for this book, explains Kimberly Firm, the teacher leading the project.
By writing the stories in their home language first, they had an opportunity to show what they were really feeling, and you could really see their heart on the page. And then we could take those words and show them this is what that vocabulary is in English. But it's very difficult for them when they first come to the United States. Many of these stories we did not hear until they put that on paper. And then we realized what they had been through. We found a student who had swam across the Rio Bravo. That's not something she would have found the words to express to us in English right away, but through her story, we could then give her that language in English. So if she wants to tell that story again, she now has the ability to do that.
And at the end of the year, each student will receive a published copy of the book. The publishing of the book made possible through a generous donation from Warren Norgard, owner of Milkweed Arts, a multidisciplinary art studio. His hope for this project?
I think the biggest takeaway that I would hope that they would get is to understand the journey and the things that these kids have had to overcome to get to this place, and to just be more embracing of welcoming these families into our community.
And while the project so far has allowed students to connect and relate with each other, Adana, a 6th grader from Mexico, hopes its impact goes well beyond the classroom.
This story can help everyone understand how that people live in another continent or country.
And for students like Adan and Elena who have great aspirations, their journey is far from over.
Thank you. We did forget to take a picture with all of our retirees. So if all of our retirees can please join the governing board up here, and we will also take a brief 5-minute recess. Moving to C, information items. C1, financial report. It is available for you in your board packet. C2, safe return to in-person instruction and continuity plan, ARP, American Rescue Plan Act. As required by the American Rescue Plan and to remain eligible for ESSER 3 funding, school districts are required to have a safe return to in-person instruction and continuity plan. This plan must be reviewed and revised as appropriate no less than frequently than every 6 months. Alhambra's plan was originally shared with the board by Mr. Rivera on August 5th of 2021 and has been available to our community on the district's website at alhambra.org/ARP. Moving to D, D1, public comment. We do not have any public comment today. Moving to E, approval of consent agenda items. I call for a motion that the governing board approve consent agenda items E2, E3, E4, E5, E7, E8, E9, E10, E11, E12, and E13.
I move that we approve the consent agenda items E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E7, E8, E9, E10, E11, E12, and E13.
Thank you, Mr. Oropesa. Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved. Moving to E6. I call for a motion that the governing board consider and approve the submitted personnel items.
I move the approval of item E6, the personnel items.
Thank you, Mr. Ocampo. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. O'Neill France. Discussion?
I ask that this be pulled off of the consent agenda because I have no problems with the first two parts of this item, the personnel the public content and the administrative content. I would have liked some more information on the third piece of it, which is the executive content. I feel this was brought to us late. I have been given some explanations, but I do not feel that I have had enough time to review the circumstances and the reason for proposing this. One of the things I'm curious about is this is not a policy yet. The policy will be brought to us in June. I am not sure whether we've had legal advice on this as to whether this is something that we can legally do. Oftentimes things are looked at as a gift of public funds, and I'm not sure where we stand on that. I am not opposed to looking at an idea and a proposal and a policy of doing payout for unused PTO. I just feel like this came up on me and I didn't have enough time to make a decision on it. And so I will vote no on this. And I realize what that does is that gives me a no vote on the first two ones, but please understand that is not my intent. But this is the way it's written, and so I have to vote no on all three of them in order to cast my no vote on the last piece. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say no.
No.
Motion passes. Thank you. And now we have Ms. Perry to introduce a new outreach coordinator.
Okay, good evening, President Conches, governing board members, and Dr. Mayez. With the approval of the consent agenda, I'd like to introduce you to our newest member of the Sevilla West leadership team. With 14 years of experience coming to us as Dean of Students currently in Washington Elementary School District, I'd like to introduce Mr. Mark Wood. He's joined this evening with his lovely wife and 3 kids. So here's Mr. Mark Wood, our new OC at Sevilla West.
President Conchas, governing board members, and Dr. Mayas, I just want to say thank you for this amazing opportunity to join the Sevilla West family and join Jennifer and her team at Sevilla West and support the community that I actually don't live too far from. So my family and I are really excited. I do want to thank them for being here, especially my two older ones. They're going to get mad at me for this, but Michaela, who was 14, and McKenna, who was 11, they're like, don't mention me. So sorry, sorry guys. I had to mention them. My wonderful 3-year-old Jackson and my wife, Jennifer. So I wanted to thank them for being here and supporting me on this journey. I'm looking very forward to the next school year and joining the Alhambra family. Thank you very much.
Thank you and welcome to the Alhambra Familia. Moving to F, Business Services, F1, 2021-2022, Revised Expenditure Budget. The administration recommends that the governing board approve the revisions and adjustments of the 2021-2022 AESD expenditure budget. Revisions and adjustments of the expenditure budget reflect a reconciliation to ADE figures. Mr. Huseman?
Thank you, President Conchas, members of the board, Dr. Mayas. I'm going to keep my comments brief. I am surprised that everybody left before this part of the agenda, but I'm going to keep it brief because Mr. Conchas was a little heavy-handed with the gavel earlier, and I don't want to overstay my welcome here. But I do want to take a moment and talk about the changes to both the maintenance and operation and capital budgets this year. So you can see on the chart that's before you that we started the year with an adopted budget in July and our M&O budget of $70.7 million. And we are revising upward just under $4 million to $74.7 million. And in the capital budget, we are moving from $10.3 million to $12.3 million. So let me talk about some of the changes in the next chart down on the maintenance and operation budget line, our limit changes. So the first is our budget balance carry forward. We estimate that at the end of fiscal year 21. And so we did increase that by over $3 million. We did go down by $28 million for an adjustment in the Proposition 123 funding from the state. We're moving up almost $2 million for ADM adjustments. We do propose our ADM a little bit lower so that in hopes that we get more students and we can revise that upwards, which is the case this year. And then our override amount, which is an estimate at time of budget adoption, is moving down almost $200,000. So those are the changes to our maintenance and operations budget. Despite the fact that we are moving up almost $4 million, these amounts were planned for because they were known early on in the school year. So we're still planning a balanced budget for this school year. With these adjustments in mind, that just helps us have more of a balanced budget, but we're planning on an M&O balanced budget. For capital, the changes again were to, budget balance carry forward moved up to $1.9 million, just slight ADM adjustments of $784, and then an adjustment of our estimated interest earned moved us down $4,200. So that brings us to our new total of $12.3 million. So those explain the changes, the increases and decreases to both our maintenance and operations and capital budgets. The only other change to the budget was in our classroom site fund. There was an estimated budget at the beginning of the year based on the amount of taxes collected per student of our weighted student ADM from last school year. And so we are moving down in that budget by $1,015,629 because that was estimated, but now it has changed to actual. And we have a carry forward in that amount in all parts of our classroom site fund budget. So that is, again, will not impact anything that we're currently doing at the district. So subject to your questions, that concludes my comments about the revised budget.
Any questions?
I don't have a question, just thank you for doing all that hard work and bringing it into such a concise, easily understood table. Thank you.
Thanks to Dana and Mr. Conches. That was their brainstorm, I believe. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Huseman, for all your hard work. And it seems like we're in a healthy place right now. And of course, we want to increase enrollment, but we know that we're in a good place right now. So thank you. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the revisions and adjustments of the 2021-2022 expenditure budget.
I move that we approve the revised expenditure budget of the 2021-2022 fiscal year.
Thank you, Ms. De Ocampo. Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you, Mr. Oropesa. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving to G, new business. G1, memorandum of understanding between Classroom with a K and AESD. I call for a motion that the governing board approve the MOU, memorandum of understanding between Classroom and AESD.
I move that we approve the MOU between Classroom and AESD.
Thank you, Ms. O'Neill France. Is there a second?
I second with a K.
Thank you, Mr. Solorio. Is there any discussion?
I applaud us for doing. There's a definite shortage of qualified applicants to be teachers and to even apply to the schools of education. If this helps us get more qualified teachers, then we should be all in. Thank you for whoever thought this up and got us into it. Thank you. It's definitely going to be an asset for us as a community.
And I'd like to echo those comments and thank you to our superintendent, Dr. Mayes, for ensuring that we're providing all opportunities to our staff, our teachers, and our students. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Moving to H, comments and communication. H1, comments from governing board members.
We're not going to see you again if you aren't a full 12-month employee. You'll be on vacation the next time. Okay, so I'm going to skip something, but I want to say belated happy Teacher Appreciation Week, happy Professional Administration, Nurses Day, support staff, and I think I got them all, but if I missed department, I hope you all celebrated those lovely people.
Mr. President, I would like to, I have a couple of things. Number one, these lovely keychains were made by the students at the Choice Learning Academy. They did a marvelous job. I'm always impressed by what students can do. I also, another kudo, both Dr. Mayes and myself went to the 12 Angry Pigs performance at the Choice Learning Academy. It was a perfect example of project learning and integrating content from different subject areas. It was a story of a jury trying the wolf out of the three pigs. So there was the opportunity to see how the court system works. There was the opportunity to see how things can be presented and observed from different points of view. And then there was the opportunity to perform in front of parents and family and see that confidence that you get from doing that. So I applaud them for doing that. This morning, along with Mr. Solorio and Dr. Mayes and myself, I attended the parent meeting and part of the City of Phoenix meeting at Granada East. What an amazing turnout. Our community was fabulous. They were out there in droves. They had to go get extra chairs because so many people showed up, which to me is such a great statement for how much our community appreciates what we are doing for them and how much they appreciate what they are doing for us, because it takes us as a team to do all of that together. And by them coming out and expressing their concerns and their interests and their wishes and their desires to make our community better, not just our schools, but our whole community, we will all benefit from that. And then lastly, there's only 6 days left? You can make it. There are only 6 days left. I know you can do it. Thanks for all the hard work all of you have done this year, and hope to see you soon.
Since we last met in April, I've been able to experience some exciting things happening in our district. A few of my highlights include the Native American Family Dinner and end of the year reception hosted in the Sevilla Multipurpose Room last week. It was a beautiful reception with over 100 students and parents in attendance, with a live family performance from Tony Duncan, who is a world-renowned Native American hoop dancer. I want to give a special thank you to all the staff who coordinated the event and made all of our scholars and families feel so special. Those names include Rosa Hurtado, Yvonne Galvan, Erica Chacon, Karen Schmaltz, Tasha Grant, Candace Kay, and also our Native American School Club facilitators, Kristen Merkel, Jenna Gray, Drew Reed, Christine Bartoletti, Nicole Campbell, and Panthea Begay. Please join me in a round of applause for these staff members. Last certainly but not least, I was able to join the entire Girls Innovation Academy on a field trip to the aquarium last Friday. It was not only my first time at the aquarium, but also my first time riding one of our school buses. I was able to witness the hard work and dedication from our teachers and staff to make the event a huge success. And I'm very happy to report that we returned to campus afterwards with the same amount of students that we left with. So that was a huge accomplishment. And I'm truly amazed at the opportunities that we offer our students here in Alhambra, and look forward to hearing more about our students' experiences out in the community. And as Ms. O'Neill-France said, we celebrated Teacher Appreciation Week, and I want to say thank you to all of our teachers for your hard work. I also saw on social media that we celebrated our child nutrition staff as well. And I want to wish us a very special last week of school to everybody, and congratulations to our 8th graders and their families who are promoting to 9th grade. Hearing no other comments, H2, Governing Board Direction and/or Agenda Item Requests. Hearing none, going to H3, comments from Superintendent and Executive Team.
Good evening, everyone. This evening, we'll begin our first comments with Mandy Villieu. Thank you.
Thank you. President Conchas, members of the board, and Dr. Maez. I wanted to start with a big thanks to our facilities and maintenance team as they are gearing up to do all of the summer projects that keep Alhambra looking so beautiful. Among the many projects, we can expect polished concrete in every single cafeteria, interior painting to be happening district-wide, and 3 of our schools will be in the rotation to be sprucing up their exterior painting. We are very excited about our 3-month digital marketing campaign through Cox Media. It's officially over, and the results are very impressive. I wanted to explain a little bit because all of the numbers that Gabriel gave me needed some interpretation, so I'm going to help you out a little bit. When people in our target demographic, which was parents in the Phoenix area with children ages 3 to 12, when they would search for school or education-related topics, we showed up as the top Google result over 44,000 times. In our search engine, when the people in our demographic search education-related terms again, AESD would pop up, and they engaged 3,391 times. Our ads were seen over 174,000 times, and the cost per click, which was projected at about $6 a click, came in at 98 cents. So we got a really good return on our investment, and the cost of the campaign, if we only brought in 3 Alhambra students, we would break even. So very excited about that. It aligns to our family and community engagement goals, and I think it was money well spent. As mentioned by Ms. De Ocampo, today's great group of parent volunteer coordinators, parents, representatives from District 4 and 5, and city services filled the Granada East multipurpose room. She is not kidding when we kept having, I think we got chairs 3 times. The team empowered, the goal was to empower parents to find solutions and resources to support community and family needs. And the city facilitated an activity that grouped the parents geographically in the room, and each group then collaborated to build action plans and find solutions as they partner with the city in solving their neighborhood challenges. So I feel like this was a very successful event as we work with both our community, empowering our parents as aligned to our 5-year strategic plan, but also helping them empower their neighbors as we all work together to improve the community that we work and live and love so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy. Melissa?
Thank you, President Conchas, Governing Board, Dr. Maez. So last board meeting, I gave an update that we had applied, Maggie Herrera and her team and our district team had applied for the high quality education grant, the early learning grant. And I want to celebrate, we got it. Let us know that we were awarded this grant. It's bringing us great opportunities. And just another shout out to Maggie and Kathy and Angela and the whole team who did a lot of work to make this happen. Our kids are going to be better for it. Thank you so much. In our Ed Services department, Raul Ruiz, our executive director, has been researching with Dr. Maez dual language programs out there. So they've visited a few in Madison and Osborne. And what they've discovered so far is that those programs run in a 50-50 model, which means 50% of the learning is in one language, 50% in another language. They set it up a little differently, but they're both showing lots of success, even for grades as early as kindergarten students. So these little ones can go into the Spanish language learning and conversing and doing all that you would see in a classroom of English speakers, and then they're able to switch and go into English. So what's exciting about that is that I believe it's in Osborne, they're even bringing it to the preschool level. So we have this HQEL grant, we have preschoolers, it's turning into a nice idea of where we might be able to start with the dual language program. To celebrate a couple of schools at Sevilla East, they had their first field day since the pandemic. And so as you can imagine, kids, students, and staff were just super excited. But one of the things that they commented the most on was how they're feeling more like a community now. So thank Kevin, we're able to bring each other together for that. Some of the 4th grade classes are getting ready for Friday the 13th. They're making wax figures. They're gonna have a wax museum. So a little spooky, but probably really cute. And that's going to happen in the cafeteria on Friday the 13th. So if you're courageous enough, go by and check it out. With our Cordova Elementary School, they had a staff versus students kickball game. And I know Dr. Maez is planning on going to show her talents out on the field. I think luckily, or maybe like a phew, she didn't have to, but they had a blast out there. We had 8th graders play teachers and staff, and they also had a canned food drive sponsored for that event for Student Council Week. So at Cordova, they also had a career fair. So they're blending a little bit of fun, but also encouraging kids for their future. And they had folks come out from the fire department, the recycling center, Trees Matter, the game and fish warden was there, a restaurant food manager attended, a videographer, someone from the news station. There was also a Tesla and a sailboat there with a fire truck. So kids got to experience some pretty cool things, especially for those 8th graders who are promoting and moving on. And, you know, they've got that big, bright vision starting to build in their minds. So. And then at Westwood, some of our primary students, they did a kindergarten promotion. So we're just promoting all over the place. And so they had a great time with that. But one big event that's happening between Westwood and Choice Learning Academy is their Step Up Day. This also happens at our Granadas, where our 5th graders are able to have a day at their new school with their teachers to explore, to meet people, and just to feel comfortable in where their new home will be. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Melissa. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. And I just want to conclude the updates with sharing with you all just what an exciting week it's been. So thank you to Mandy and Melissa for being there present at our PLC kickoff at the entire, all 3 days. And I know we have some principals and certified staff in the audience who participated. Every certified staff member engaged with us in this learning opportunity to hear Dr. Regina Owens speak. And one of the things, yeah, she was just amazing. And I got a lot of feedback from principals, teachers. People were very excited. The room was just filled with enthusiasm, and I appreciated everything she had to say. Thank you, Garthan, for being there. I know everyone's busy, but we look forward. This is just the beginning of the work. And what I wanted to share is that she was very clear about us needing to be very clear about our purpose. And it's not about a paper on the wall. We exist to learn. We're a learning institution. And we as professionals, that learning starts with us. And the more that we learn together, the more our kids will learn. And again, that key piece being together, because she said the research is very clear. When teams are learning together, kids are going to thrive and learn together. And so, and as I said, our certified staff were very appreciative of that. And this extends to everyone in the district, that as we all learn together. And then the other thing she shared that I want to reference is about, she referenced Adlai Stevenson High, who is the only school in the nation to have received the Blue Ribbon 6 times. And that recognition again, 6 times. And what she said when you talk to the staff there, what they said is they learn quickly and they share that learning quickly. And the reason they're able to do that is she referenced Stephen Covey's The Speed of Trust and how critical trust is in this work. And so, and that's a message that I took loud and clear from her, that she, again, and she talked to all of us about being trustworthy, that it begins with us. And so thinking about that, I want to just share one last quote that she gave us about our behaviors needing to align to our values. And so I take that to heart, and I know I've been talking with our leadership about that. I want to make sure that all of our behaviors align to our values, because what she said was, you can't talk your way out of something you behaved your way into. And so, and I thought that's genius, and it's so true. And so, because people are watching what we do, not what we say. And so, and we know we exist to serve our kids. I'm so grateful for those who serve closest, who are there doing the work for our kids. And so, so we commit to you to ensuring that our behaviors align to our values, and we're going to be, and we are confident that we behave ourselves into will align perfectly. So, and I count on all of you to hold us accountable to that. So, again, thank you all for your hard work, and may everyone have a great evening.
And just really quickly, like Ms. O'Neill-France said, this is our last meeting before the end of the school year. I want to give a round of applause for Superintendent Maez and her executive team for finishing this year strong. The next regular governing board meeting will be on June 9th, 2022, and there will be a board retreat on May 26th, 2022 at 5 p.m. I-2 calendar of events. You'll see the 8th grade promotions, May 17th to May 19th. Moving to I-3 adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I move to adjourn.
Thank you, Mr. Solorio. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Oropesa. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
I didn't hear Garthan. I think she wants to stay.
Aye.
Okay.
Also, too,